ask you a question. Who had to shovel this week? Anybody? Anyone had to shovel this week? So this class is yoga for snow shovelers. Yoga for snow shovelers. All righty. So here we go. Let's start at mountain pose. Help relieve the body from the shoveling. So I invite you to come to mountain pose, just standing perhaps near the top of your mat with your feet about hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. You can just start here. You can always change this posturing, but just to establish alignment, a strong foundation, connection. But if it feels best for you to adjust that, you can certainly take the feet out a little wider, even turn the toes out. But just as long as you feel like you're balanced on 2 feet, centered, connected. And once you've made this connection, make your connection and reacquaintance with your breath. So just some slow, steady breaths to begin. Awareness that you are breathing. And if it helps, maybe just taking some deep cleansing breaths, breathing in through your nose and exhaling through your nose or through your mouth. Nice. Good. And then you can just continue with that slow, steady breath. Aware of the feeling of the breath as it moves through your body. Even listening to the sound of your breath. And as you're doing this, just checking in with your body. How do you feel? And what does your body need today? And perhaps our practice today will tap into some of that intention of what you're needing physically, perhaps even emotionally and thoughtfully. Still holding in stillness as you breathe in, just feel the breath rising to fill up your lungs. And as you exhale, just connect to your center, drawing navel inward towards your spine. That light contraction of your abdominal muscles, perhaps, the abdominal lock. Good. Get an inhale just to feel the lengthening in your spine. You might find yourself standing up a little taller, breath rising to fill up your lungs. And your exhale, drawing navel inward towards spine, connecting to your center body. Let's take 3 more breaths like this. Now preparing our bodies to move. And when you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. Treat it like a nice stretch. Reach all the way up. Then exhale, let's fold forward. So a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And just take your time as you slowly fold, making your way down. You might touch your toes, but you don't have to touch your toes here. Then inhale, slide your hands up to your shins, maybe your knees, and extend your spine. Feel like you're coming forward. Exhale, let's fold again, back down towards toes. This could be a partial fold. We'll go all the way down, just put a little bit more bend in the knees, perhaps. Let's hold here for a few moments. Perhaps some relief for your low back as it lengthens and stretches a bit. A little stretch feeling in the backs of your legs, your hamstrings, even your lower glutes. Feel free to just hold here, just hanging heavily forward in this ragdoll fashion. Or you might add some movement. You might even check in with your shoulders. A little circle with the shoulders. Roll them backward and forward. Check in with your head and neck. Maybe just nodding yes, shaking your head no gently. And circles with the arms. We're a little sway of your whole upper body. left and right. Just see what just comes naturally here. Going back to center, getting ready to stand. Let's go ahead and shift the weight back into the heels. Bend your knees, let your hips come down like you're sitting down into a chair. And look forward. Extend your arms out to the side. There we go. We'll inhale to stand up nice and tall. Reach into the air. Another nice stretch. And exhale, either bring your hands down to your heart or down by your side. Either one. And just hold for a moment, reestablishing this long straight line in the body. Let's go through that sequence again. It's our half salute. We'll inhale, reach out and up, lengthening through the sides of your body with that stretch. Exhale, leading with your heart, fold forward. Again, soft knees, making your way down towards your toes. Again, never needing to touch your toes here. Inhale, slide your hands up the legs, extending your spine. Crown of your head comes forward. Exhale, melting back down. Nice complete release as you're able here at the end. And then you're shifting the weight into the heels, bend your knees, look forward, spread your wings. Then inhale, coming all the way back up, nice. Reaching into the air, and exhale, hands to heart or arms down by your side. We're just returning to our mountain pose. Take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. And we'll continue with our flow, our sun salute. Whenever you're ready, always going at your own pace. Inhale, reaching into the air. Nice energy in your arms, hands, and fingers. Exhale, let's fold forward. Soft knees, take your time. Inhale, slide your hands up the legs, extending your spine, that long, flat back. Now on this exhale, we're going to fold and bend, getting low enough so you can place your hands onto the mat in front of you. And just walk or step both of your feet back to the back end of your mat until you're in plank pose, our high push-up position. Holding here for a bit to establish strength and energy in the body. We'll breathe in. Exhale, bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air, moving right away to downward facing dog. This is our shortcut to down dog. You can certainly do that anytime in the practice. Nice. Make any adjustments here as you need to. Adjusting your feet where they need to be, your hands. That's it. So you're creating your inverted V shape in the body. Hips nice and high. Good. Yeah, you can certainly hold in stillness here or add movement. You might want to pedal the feet, perhaps stretching the calves and toes as you pedal the feet like you're walking or pedaling a bicycle. That's it. So your knees will bend. You can feel your hips kind of shift side to side. Even exaggerate that motion if it feels right. Hips way out to the left and then over to the right. Just return to stillness in down dog. Take a nice full breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, navel to spine, bend your knees, walk, step, or even hop both feet up to the top of the mat. You'll be in forward fold. Good. Inhale, extending the spine, just a long flat back. You can stay at an angle there. Exhale, fold. Weight shift into your heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive and come all the way up. Reach into the air. We're going to keep this moving. As you exhale, sit back into chair pose or a chair-like position as if there was a chair behind you near the back end of your mat. We'll breathe in with a little bit more extension out through the arms. And exhale, diving forward, returning to your forward fold. Adding on to our sequence. Inhale, rise up halfway. We'll call it monkey pose. Exhale, bend the knees, let the back round, come all the way down, hands to the mat, walk, step, or even hop both feet back into plank pose. Another pause there. As before, you can move right into down dog if you'd like, taking the shortcut, or with your exhale, bend elbows, coming down to Chaturanga Dandasana. There you go. You can bring knees to the floor first, then the chest. Inhale, maybe a cobra pose or upward facing dog, any back bend right there. Exhale. Downward facing dog. You might just push back to hands and knees, tuck your toes, and then lift your hips up into the air. Once again, just step into place. Adjust the feet, adjust your hands, so you fully arrive in your posture, and then we'll continue the flow. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you, just reaching long. There it is. Exhale, bring right foot now to the top of the mat near right hand. We'll turn left heel to the floor. Be sure to shift weight back into that foot so there's an even distribution of weight in both feet, long torso, so you can inhale, hinge from hips, rising up, reaching into the air, facing forward. That's our warrior one. Exhale, we'll hinge and fold, coming back down, plant the hands firmly, slide your right foot back to meet the other, finish your sequence, Chaturanga Dandasana, any variation is fine. Even that shortcut to down dog is appropriate there. Good, up dog, cobra, sphinx, lots of nice variations in your back bend. Yes, downward facing dog, arriving, stepping into place. When you're ready, inhale, extend left leg into the air. Nice, nice and long. Exhale, left foot now to the top of the mat, landing near left hand. Right heel turns to the floor. Find your balance. Extend your spine, then inhale. So you'll hinge from hips, rising up, reaching into the air. And exhale, folding forward, hands back down. Step left foot back, there's plank. Finishing your sequence. Chaturanga perhaps. Good. Inhale, up dog. Nice long legs with pointed toes behind you. And exhale, downward facing dog. From here, just kneel down. Sit back briefly in hero pose. We're actually going to take a seat, so just slide off to the side here. Swing the legs around to the front. Sit in the center of your mat. We're going to roll down onto our backs, getting ready for bridge. You're welcome to use props here, so if you have a block or a pillow, you can certainly use your props for your bridge pose. As you lie down, you might even hug knees into chest briefly, even adding some intuitive movements. And then eventually just setting the feet down onto the mat, knees bent. Take another breath or two, just to reconnect to breath, even feel your whole back body connect to the ground. And then when you're ready to move, bringing energy to the body with the breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, engage your core, navel to spine, and then lift your hips up into the air. And here, lots of variations. You can use your hands to help lift yourself up, or even just hold yourself up once you are up, yeah. Just kind of getting the elbows underneath you. You might even sit on a block or a stack of blocks, just to make it a little bit more supportive if you need that today. Even using the backs of your arms, if you have some effort of pressing the elbows and your triceps down into the floor, yes, you might feel like your upper body, your chest, all opens and maybe lifts a little higher. Good. So just experience this whole front side of the body opening. Energy in the thighs, hip flexors. And as you're able, as you're taking a few more deep breaths, breathe right up to your collarbones. Take 2 more breaths. Good. After the second breath, you may just wiggle the feet forward a little bit, extend your arms straight up into the air, making space in the back body so you can just roll back down slowly, returning to the earth. And once you've made that reconnection, extend your legs out front, reach your arms behind you, reach in these opposite directions, just a little stretch. All right, hug knees into chest. We're going to do something else as we're still lying down here. Just hug the knees in quickly, and then set the feet back down onto the mat, but take the feet wide so the feet are probably out at the edges of your mat. So we're just going to do a windshield wiper twist. So let's start by taking both knees over to the left side. Okay, and just kind of drop over to the left. Now as the knees go to the left, this will probably affect the right side a little bit more, that low back area, at least it does for me. Okay, so just getting a little stretch sensation perhaps in that low back area, in the hip. And if you want a little bit more sensation, if this feels okay for you, even extend your right arm to the back of the room, reaching, lengthening, yes. And see if that just adds a little bit more of that lengthening down through that whole back body. Good. A couple more breaths. So our poses today for our yoga for snow shovelers will involve some twisting, some side bends. Hopefully those things will actually help affect our hips and our back. All right, we're going to come back to neutral so your arm can come back down by your side. Bring the knees back up to center. Pause there for a moment. And then whenever you're ready, take the knees over to the other side. And just kind of check in to notice how that feels. Make any adjustments as needed. If it feels better to just stack the legs and do a regular spinal twist, if that feels better for you in this moment, please choose that variation. With the knees moving over to the right, you'll feel this on the left side. To add a little bit more sensation, if you'd like it, extend your left arm behind you. Reach. There we are. 2 more breaths here. Take your time. We'll come back to neutral. Just bring the arm back down, knees come back up to center. Then hug both knees into chest. Any other intuitive movements here? There might be just some circles or just rocking left and right. Eventually start rocking forward and back with a little energy and a good breath, and exhale to come up to seated so we can come to boat pose. So with feet lifted, perhaps bent knees, energized feet. You can certainly straighten the legs if you want, holding on to the legs or freeing up the hands. Nice extended spine. Feel like you're lifting up. That's our in-breath, filling up the lungs, exhaling to engage core. Not here long. We're going to breathe in. We're going to move. Exhale, cross legs, either hands in front to hop back into plank, or even hands to the side, and just swing or step the feet back, returning to plank pose. Continue to feel that core connection. Feel the belly button pull up towards spine. Feel nice energy and strength in the entire body. From here, take a shortcut to down dog. Just bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air, step into place, downward facing dog. Let's continue. We'll inhale, extend right leg up, reaching back. Hold for a moment to really get that extension. Reach, yes. We're going to open this up. So bend your knee. Bring your heel down a bit towards your backside. Just bend that knee that's in the air and lift. There it is. You get a little bit of a twist. It's a mild twist, but mainly a hip opener. Breathe in right there. And exhale, unwind and step through. So right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel turns to the floor. Take your time with those transitions. Long spine. Inhale, rise up, first warrior. Reaching into the air. And exhale, opening up towards the left side of the room. Warrior 2. Arms come down to parallel. Adjusting the feet underneath you. Good. I'm going to try something here. Nothing dynamic, but just something a little different here. So right now the palms are probably facing downward. Just flip the palms up. Bend the elbows and bring them in towards your ribs. As you do that, it's going to feel like a little bit like a back bend. So shoulders roll back. Elbows are coming in like behind the ribs a little bit. Maybe a little tip of the chin up. And just breathe into the upper chest as you kind of get this squeeze through the muscles of the back. And we're going to re-extend the arms, palms down. Here we're going to reverse the warrior, taking the right hand up into the air. As you're reaching into the air, just kind of decide where you actually reach, because you might be reaching somewhat forward, okay, towards the front of the room or upper corner of the room here. You might be reaching up towards the ceiling at 12 o'clock, or you might be reaching behind you. Just noticing this lengthening down through the right side of your body. And then just a little cartwheel or windmill to side angle. So right hand comes down, left hand now reaches up into the air. You might even take this left hand, reach it over your head, reaching through your fingertips towards the front of the room. So we're just stretching and lengthening through the left side of the body. And of course, you can go as low as you want in this pose, where your right hand might touch the ground, or stay up as high as you need. Yeah, even resting that right arm on the thigh. I like that. Let's breathe in. Let's exhale, turn. Let's bring the hands to the floor. Step back into plank pose. And just to add a little piece here, just lift your right foot a few inches off the ground. So you're in plank pose, right foot lifted. Again, energetically reaching back through that foot and through the crown of your head towards the front of the room. Go ahead and just set the toes down. Finish your push-up, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra pose, and then downward facing dog. We'll do that same sequence other side. Whenever you're ready, inhale, extend left leg into the air. Hold on the exhale, just get longer, reach. As you reach with the foot, you're also pressing hands deeper into the ground if you can. Yeah, let's open this up. Bend the left knee. There you go. Heel towards backside, a little lift of the knee, opening of the hip, mild twist in the spine. Breathe in right where you are. Exhale, unwind it and step through. Left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel can turn to the floor. Feel rooted, feel connected, balanced on the feet. Rising up, warrior 1, reaching upward. Exhale, opening to the right side of the room. Warrior 2, arms come down the parallel. We're going to do the same thing with the arms here. So flip the palms up, bend elbows, bring them in towards ribs or kind of behind the ribs. Feel what's happening in the arms, your back. Breathe deeply into the chest. Even just tip the chin up just a little bit, just to help expand and open up through the chest area. Okay? And then re-extend the arms, palms down. Reverse your warrior now. Left hand reaching into the air. Same dynamic. You might be reaching somewhat forward, straight up, or even somewhat behind you. Just depending on how it feels now, yes, on this left side. Let's keep a good lunge or bend in this left knee. It's almost like you're going in two directions. So the knee is kind of going forward, but this arm is kind of going up and back the other way, yeah. Then our windmill, so you can bring the left hand down, right hand up, and maybe over your head, reaching through your fingertips towards the front of the room for the right side body stretch. And as you're able, even breathing into that right rib cage, lengthening down through the whole right side of your body. There we are. Let's breathe in. And your exhale to turn. Let's bring the hands down to the floor. Step back into plank pose. Left foot lifted. So stepping back, lift the foot. Just a few inches off the floor is fine. Doesn't have to lift high at all. But it is reaching. Since it's free, it's trying to reach that back wall. And go ahead and set your toes down. Finishing your sequence. Yes. Chaturanga, any way you'd like. Your back bend, cobra, up dog, sphinx. Exhale, downward facing dog. Well done. Nice full breath in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet up to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold. Let's hold here for just a couple of seconds here. Just get that nice full release in the low back once again. And then your weight shift into your heels. Bend your knees. Reverse your swan dive. Come all the way up. Reach into the sky. Just exhale. Go ahead and bring your arms down by your side. Wonderful. Okay, let's start a little warm up there. If you want to shake out the arms, any other parts of the body, another quick check-in with the whole body here. And then grab your block. We're going to do a chair pose with a twist. You can do this with the block. You don't have to use the block, but if you'd like, go ahead and grab the block. You're just going to place it between the thighs here. And so the idea of the block is to remind us of our center, just to hug into center line. But also for this pose, it stabilizes the hips. Because when we get into the chair and twist, we want this to stay stable. We just want to rotate just the upper body. Okay? So let's go ahead and inhale, reach into the air. Exhale, take chair pose. It could be a high seat. This is my high seat, but you can certainly go lower if you want to. Okay? And then bring hands to heart center. Alrighty? So you're going to breathe in, get a little bit more extension through the spine, squeeze your block. Exhale, pull belly in, and a slight or mild rotation towards the right side of the room. This doesn't have to be too dynamic at all. Yeah, just a mild turn or twist of the upper body is perfect for this. Okay, good. You want to have a sense that your hips or tailbone is pointing or even moving directly to the back of the room, while the top of your head, your crown, is coming directly forward. So your spine is still straight in this plane, but it's twisted, obviously. Let's breathe in. Exhale, unwind, place hands on thighs. Push into the thighs to help you stand up, and then take both arms into the air, just re-extending here. And then take chair pose. As you're taking your seat, hands to heart. If you need to adjust your block, go ahead and do that. We'll inhale, full length of spine. Exhale, now twist to your left. And I say mild, just meaning you don't have to turn very far at all to get the benefit of this pose. Okay, you have that nice hold of the block, squeezing, holding on to center. Hips, they stay square and stable here. This is a great conditioner for the sides of the body. It actually opens the hips, even though the hips aren't moving, but your torso is. Nice, let's breathe in, good job. Let's exhale to unwind, hands on thighs, remove your block, and then slowly fold. And just place the block on the floor. You might even move your block to the left side of your mat. Move the block to the left side of your mat. Okay, let's inhale, extend the spine, monkey pose. Exhale, fold and bend, hands to the floor, walk, step, or hop. Both feet back, plank pose. Come down if you want, Chaturanga Dandasana, or some variation of your flow. Of course, you can always skip it, go right into down dog. Okay, we'll just meet in downward facing dog. Alrighty. Good. Here, inhale, extend right leg up into the air, bend and twist. Let's add another little movement here. Imagine that you're going to draw a big circle on the wall with your knee. Okay, so you're just going to big circle with the leg there. Yes. If you can do it one direction, see if you can circle it in the other direction a couple times, just to kind of get into that leg socket there. Okay, let's add another little movement here. We're going to bring right knee underneath you towards your left elbow. Just point it towards the left elbow. It doesn't have to touch the elbow. I call this a core twist. And let's take this leg back up into the sky behind you, down dog, straight line. And now right foot to the top of the mat, warrior one. Left heel turns to the floor, plant it firmly. Inhale, rising when you're ready. Exhale, opening warrior two. That's it. We're going to do that same arm gesture. I don't know what to call this. Flip the palms up, elbows pull in. Just to open up there. Re-extend the arms. Reverse the warrior, right hand up, lengthening. Make sure you're still lunging. Bend this right knee. Reach high. Side angle, so right hand comes down. Left hand up and over, reaching towards the front of the room. As you're reaching through the fingertips here, also be aware of the left foot. Make sure the left foot's firmly planted into the ground. Okay, we're going to breathe in. Now we're going to exhale, turn. Bring the left hand to the floor or bring in that block that's over there. Bring that block in. Place your left hand on the block. Rise up onto your tiptoes behind you so you kind of be in this little runner's lunge, all 10 toes pointing forward. Extend your right arm out to the right side of the room and just keep dialing yourself in that direction. Even just a mild rotation, just like you did in that chair pose that you twisted. Doesn't have to be too far at all, yeah. Now if you are using the block, what I think it does, it lifts you up high enough so you have a lot more space in the torso so it can turn. Sometimes we get too low and there's no room for you to move. So you can even turn that block up a little higher, raise up a little higher if you need to. Okay, let's breathe in. Exhale, we'll unwind it. Move your block to the other side. Plant the hands. Slide right foot back, plank pose, right foot lifted. Stay here in plank, but bring right knee in towards right elbow. Doesn't have to touch the elbow, just point it in, re-extend the leg back behind you. Then finish your sequence, chaturanga. Or set the foot down and move right into down dog. Okay, up dog here, cobra, downward facing dog. Nice. When you're ready, inhale, extend left leg into the sky. Strong straight line, bend and twist open. Same thing with that circle. See if you can create a big circle. Just circling the leg. One direction a few times and the other direction as you're able. Yeah, just kind of getting into that hip. There we are. Okay, kind of pause there at the top, inhale. Okay, then exhale, bring left knee underneath you towards right elbow, or core twist. Then back up into the sky, straight line, down dog. Now our warrior one transition. Left foot to the top of the mat, right heel plants, long spine. Inhale, rise. Opening warrior two. Same with the arms, flip palms up, bend elbows, squeeze them in towards ribs, open up through the chest. Re-extend the arms, warrior two style. Reverse the warrior. Lunging. Windmill to side angle, left hand down, right hand up and overhead, reach. Let's take a breath in right here. Exhale, turn right hand to the floor or bring in that block. Rise up onto tiptoes behind you. Again, maybe use that block, turn it to its highest point so you have a lot of space in the torso. Extend your left arm out to the left side and turn towards the left. That's it. Wonderful. Good extension through the spine. Still working on that same plane, but it's just rotated. Let's breathe in. Exhale, left hand to the floor. You can move the block again over to the other side. Just be flipping that block left and right. Hands on the ground. Slide the left foot back, plank pose, left foot lifted. Good, left knee, left elbow. Just bring it in. And then re-extend the leg and finish your sequence. Chaturanga Dandasana. You can always bring the foot down first. Finish the push-up. And open up through the heart. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. All right, let's add something here. Let's inhale, re-extend right leg up into the sky, bend and twist. Okay, we're gonna go to pigeon pose here. So unwind it, bring your right knee down to the floor behind right wrist, and a nice angled right leg. The left knee will come down, but use left knee and toes back there to help shift your body weight back, so you're kind of sitting into this posture. Just finding what feels good there. Then an inhale to help extend spine. Exhale, travel forward like you're crawling forward. And of course, that brings you downward. And you get to really play with this because you can decide how low you want to get. You can even choose or change the angle of this right leg. Even and also tune into how this feels. If this feels like it's a little too stressful or it strains the knee or your hip or even your ankle, then you might want to flip over on your back. I'll just demonstrate this. So you might come onto your back instead. And cross that right leg, in this case, over the left. This is eye of the needle pose. So just another variation. So in pigeon, as you are, if you're lying on the belly, that left leg that's extended out behind you, hopefully there's some lengthening and stretch through that left hip flexor, the low ab area. And then the right leg, got the right inner leg, outer hip, and glute, and thigh. Good, 3 more breaths. After the 3rd breath, move in slow motion, just rising up onto the hands, just lifting yourself up a little bit. Here's actually going to shift or slide over to the right side, so we can swing this left leg around to the front, come to Cobbler's pose, so just to readjust your seat, soles of the feet here together, maybe holding onto your shins or ankles, sitting up nice and tall. Let's do a couple things with this. First, let's do a quick forward fold. Okay, just to get into the inner thighs a little bit here, but also allow the back to round, your chin can lower, so there's kind of a stretch quality in the back. Maybe 3 breaths in this position. After that 3rd breath, you can take your time with this, but just rise back up. As you're rising back up, you can take the hands behind you, kind of lean back into the hands. So you can actually just press into the floor. You create a bit of a back bend. Okay, something like this. Roll the shoulders back, open the chest, tip the chin up. Now you can stay seated, but also what you can do is press into the floor, actually lift your hips and kind of send the hips down towards your heels. It's just a deeper sensation. Just opening up a bit more right there. Okay, not going to hold that long. Come back down to the ground, sitting. Bring the knees together, lean back, lift feet, boat pose. Okay, I'm going to take a breath in right here. And moving, exhale, cross legs, hands in front or to the side. Even the feet back behind you, plank pose. Strong straight line. Again, just take a shortcut to downward facing dog. Get that re-extension of spine. Then inhale, extend left leg into the air, bend and twist. Okay, let's take our pigeon pose this side. So left knee down to the ground behind left wrist. Angle the leg as it feels right. Using right knee and toes, shifting the body back so you're settling into the hips, getting some of the weight off the hands. Nice extended spine here. And exhale to travel forward and downward. Take your time with this. Again, assessing how this feels for you. Make any adjustments, even changing the posture if that's what's necessary today. That's it. Yes. Just taking your time with this as you're kind of holding in place. This is a great pose, just to hold and let the body respond. You don't have to do anything else, really. But you might find that you create a little bit more space. And so you have some choices here. You can just stay right where you are. You don't have to move at all. Or you might even use the right knee and toes and just crawl that right leg back a tiny bit. It probably won't move a lot at all anyway. Just to get a little bit more length and stretch in that right leg and hip flexor. And then here you might even lift your head and kind of try to come forward. Just a little bit more extension of spine. Again, you might not move at all or very much at all. And then come back down. Just finding a little bit more length in the spine. And that's just taking yourself just a tiny bit deeper without forcing yourself deeper into the pose. Feeling what's happening in that left leg, hip and glute, inner thigh, and down the right side. 2 more breaths. Wonderful. Taking our time to transition. If you're on your elbows, just come back up onto the hands, lifting upper body a little bit. Sit off to the left side. So you can swing this right leg around to the front, coming to Cobbler's pose, bound angle, holding on to toes, ankles or shins. Same thing, we'll take the forward fold version for about 3 breaths, letting the back round. Noticing how this does feel in the low back, maybe the hips, inner thighs. And then eventually taking your time, rising back up. As you're coming up, starting to lean back, hands behind you to catch yourself behind you. Create that bit of a back bend, roll shoulders back, open up through the chest, tip your chin up. Just press into the floor. You don't have to lift necessarily, but just that pressing into the ground just helps to open the hips a bit more, or literally lift the hips off the ground. Send your pelvis down towards the heels, a little bit more sensation. And then take the seat. Let's come back to boat pose, so leaning back, knees together, lift feet. So that's all I have. So we have about 20 minutes left. Just stay here in boat pose for the next 20 minutes. Easy. All right, go ahead and bring the feet down. Cross your legs. Just sit comfortably. Just find a comfortable seat. Okay. So let me show you the next little dynamic thing we're going to add to our sequence here. Let me just show you. So here's my down dog. So once we're in down dog, I'm going to have you step the feet forward a few times so your feet are getting a little bit closer to your hands. It'll feel a little awkward maybe, but that's what we want here. Because we want you to have the ability to I'm going to take my right hand and reach to the outside of the left leg in this case, actually as low as you can reach. If that's here by your knee or calf, that's fine. If you can reach your heel or ankle, that's fine too. And so, of course, you got to make sure you're pressing the other hand into the floor, strong, straight arm, hips lifting, soft knees to get the extended spine, and then twist. Okay? So that's what we'll be doing with that. Let me do the other side because not right away, but the next time we come through to this pose. So here's my left hand reaching to the outside of my right leg. Okay, I'm going to find that twist, but then unwind it. Start shifting my weight over to my right side, right hand, right foot. So this left foot is lighter. Okay, I'm just kind of tapping it back, maybe just balancing on my toes back there, or if you can, lifting that foot. We'll bring it down and then come back here. All righty. So let's return to boat pose so we can transition. Yes. All right, here we are, breathing in. And exhale, cross legs, hands in front or to the side. Swing the legs back behind you. Plank pose. Shortcut to down dog, hips into the air. All right, so let's practice that little twist, this upside down twist. So you're going to tiptoe your feet forward once, twice, maybe even 3 times, okay? Because you want to be able to now take your right hand and reach to the outside of your left leg, okay? Yes, just step in a little closer. There you go, like that. Nice. So right hand to the outside of the left leg. Make sure the knees are soft. The left hand's pressing into the floor, hips are high, and twist, looking underneath the left arm. Yes. Okay, unwind it, place the right hand out in front, restabilize there, rest if you need to, and then we'll do the other side. So same thing, left hand reaching to the outside of the right leg, as low as you can reach. Right hand really pressing into the floor, so a nice strong upper body, hips lifting with soft knees, twist to look under the right arm. Perfect, yeah. Left hand comes back out in front. If you need to step the feet back or step the hands forward, return to your regular down dog feel. All right, breathe in. Okay, exhale, walk, step, or hop, both feet up to the top of the mat to forward fold. Inhale, extend spine. Fold again. Even hold here again. Just feel that nice release in the back, curvature in the spine. Weight shift into your heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive, coming all the way up, reaching into the air. Exhale, hands to heart or down by your side. Okay. Mountain pose. All righty. So here, we're going to go back to that chair pose with a twist. You can do this with or without the block, okay? Either one's fine. When you're ready to go, we'll inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, chair pose. As you're taking your seat, bring hands to heart center. There, we'll inhale, more extension through the spine. Exhale, pull belly in. If you got the block, squeeze it. Twist to your right, to your right. There you go. Again, a mild twist is perfect. You don't have to go too far at all. Hips are reaching back, crown is coming forward. Breathe in right where you are. And exhale, unwind, hands on thighs. Press into the thighs to help you stand up. Once you're tall, reach into the air to get even taller. Return to chair pose. Take your seat, hands to heart. Take a breath in, long spine. Exhale, pull belly in, squeeze the block, twist to your left. Good. Hips are solid, stable. Rotation through the torso, conditioning the sides of the body. Opening up through the hips, breathing in. Exhale, unwind, hands on thighs. Grab your block. Slowly fold, place block on left side. Forward fold all the way. And let's flow. Inhale, monkey or extended spine. Exhale, fold and bend, hands to the floor, walk, step, or hop, both feet back, plank pose. Come down if you like, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You're going to tiptoe forward a few times with the feet. Okay, getting feet a little bit closer to the hands. We're going to repeat what we just did, taking right hand, reaching to the outside of the left leg. As low as you can reach. Soft knees, strong left hand. Take the twist. So you're looking underneath the left arm. Then kind of unwind it, maybe look straight down. You're going to shift your weight towards left foot and left hand. Okay, as best as you can, you're kind of tapping the right foot back a little bit. Maybe you're just balancing on the toes. If you're able, lift the foot, lift the leg. Yeah, you're still holding on to the other one. See, it's so easy. It's so easy. Like, what's happening here? You're leaning to the left, but the right leg lifts, yes. We're going to set that right foot back down, bring the right hand back out in front, kind of step back into a regular down dog, okay? Let's re-extend the right leg up into the air. Right leg, bend and twist. Right knee underneath you towards left elbow with that right knee. Back up into the sky, straight line. Warrior one transition, right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel plants, find the balance. Rise up, reach up. Warrior one, exhale, warrior two. Flip those palms up, bring elbows in towards ribs. Yes, open the heart, breathe into the heart space. Yes, re-extend the arms, reverse your warrior. Reaching up, A little added sensation here, if you want, is bring that right hand down behind your head or neck, pointing towards the ceiling with the elbow, and just notice if that gives an extra stretch down through the tricep, down through the side of the body. Actually, you're locating or hitting the latissimus muscle, part of your back body there. Okay. And then re-extend that right arm, windmill to side angle. Right hand comes down, left hand reaching up, maybe over your head, reaching towards the front of the room. Side body stretch. Here comes the twist. Breathe in. Exhale, turn. Left hand down to the floor or block, or turned up block. Rise up onto tiptoes behind you. Nice straight line. Right arm out to the side. Twist. You're there. Rotating, twisting. Doesn't have to be far. Very much similar to the chair pose that you twisted. We're breathing in. Exhale, unwinding. Coming back down. We can move that block to the right side. Plant the hands on the mat. Slide right foot back, plank, right foot lifted, straight line. Right knee, right elbow. Re-extend that leg. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. Downward facing dog. That's our sequence. Okay, you're going to tiptoe forward a little bit, 2 or 3 times. Getting the feet a little bit closer towards hands. Here we go. So left hand now, reaching to the outside of the right leg. Make sure you can reach. Yeah, just step forward. Left hand to the outside of the right leg as low as you can reach. Soft knees, strong right hand. Twist. There you go. I don't like that. Twist. Okay, and then you're going to unwind. Okay, keep hold of that leg if you can, but shifting weight a bit over to right side, not too far, because you might topple over. Tiptoe that left foot back. Maybe just balance on the toes. Or if you can, lift that leg. Good. Yes, it's a challenge. Bring that foot back down. Left hand comes back out in front. Tiptoe back so you're in a regular downward facing dog sensation. And then inhale, re-extend left leg up into the air, bend and twist. Left knee underneath you towards right elbow. Core twist. Back up into the sky, straight line, left leg. Warrior one, transition. Left foot to the top, right heel plants, rise up. Opening warrior two. Palms flip up, bend elbows, bring them in towards ribs. Open up through the chest. Re-extend. Reverse warrior. Reaching up initially, maybe bringing left hand down behind the head, pointing towards ceiling with the elbow, and just notice that sensation down through the left side of the body. Okay, we'll re-extend that arm, our little rotation here for side angle. Left hand comes down, right hand up, overhead, reaching through fingertips. Don't forget about rooting that right foot a little bit more deeply, yes, into the ground. Here comes the twist. Breathe in. The exhale, turn right hand to the floor or block. Rise up on tiptoes behind you so you have a nice long torso. Left arm reaches out to the side, opening up. Or that little twist, yeah. There you go. Perfect. Breathe in. Exhale, left hand to the floor. Both hands on the floor. Slide left foot back, plank pose. Left foot lifted, strong straight line. With the next exhale, left knee, left elbow. Re-extending that leg. Finishing your sequence. Come on down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. There it is. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, pause for a moment in down dog. And then gently set the knees onto the floor. Sit back into child's pose. Yeah, take the knees wide if that feels best. You kind of nestle right into that little space there. So the hips just feel like they're reaching back towards the back edge of your mat. They might even coming down closer towards your heels. You're reaching forward. There's a quality of extending through the spine here. There might even be a light curvature in the spine, which is appropriate. You might feel this in your shoulders, back, and even your chest. Okay, let's make this a little bit of a side bend. Okay, you're going to walk your hands over towards the left corner of your mat or just kind of to the left side of your mat and reach out in that direction, especially through your right hand. Really reach through the right hand and feel that lengthening quality, yes, through the right side of the body, right down to the hip. couple breaths there, lengthening. Another breath or two. Come back to center when you're complete. And then reaching over to the other side, maybe just the corner, a little bit more out to the right side. We really reach through that left arm. So you can get that extension down through the left side of the body, right down to the hip. Excellent. 2 or 3 more breaths. Returning to center when you're ready. Once you've returned to center, come up 2 hands and knees. You might, if the knees went wide, you might even bring them a bit more underneath the hips. Let's take cat and cow. The inhale is the looking up or forward, arching the back. We had a bit of a back bend right there. Exhale, round it out. And just continue with this flow a few times. Just get this nice undulation through the spine, that rocking of the pelvis. You can just keep this sensation going or add other movements. I'll just throw out some examples. You might just create some big circles with the hips, one direction and the other direction. One thing I like to do here is I'll bring my legs a little bit closer together and then lean or shift a hip out to one side. My hips get really tight, so I'll just kind of sit out to the side, getting into that outer hip. For me, that feels good. But again, anything that feels intuitive or what's needed, maybe you have a nice stretch or movement that you enjoy. You can always sit back into child's pose again, do those side stretches again, or just continue with those cat-cow fluid movements. All right, 3 more breaths. Whenever you're complete, no rush, you'll come back to center, pause there for a second, sit back briefly in hero. We'll sit off to the side, swing the legs around to the front. Sitting in the center of your mat, go ahead and lie down again, hugging knees into chest. Any movements here? You can even finish with a twist. Now, the first twist we did on the floor here was that windshield wiper twist. You can do that again if that was good for you, or just do a regular spinal twist. Okay, just hugging the knees in, the knees just stay together, and just bring the knees over to one side. You can choose either side to begin. Knees to one side while the opposite arm extends in the opposite direction there. Okay. Or maybe your body is complete with twists and maybe you want to add something else, maybe a hamstring stretch or happy baby pose or another hip opener, even an inverted pose. So you can just add anything here. Either just complete those twists, keep them short if you'd like, and then add some other movements. Happy baby pose. Even I'm doing half happy baby pose right here, where you might just do one leg at a time if you need to get into those hips. Excellent. Continuing to assess what your body needs to help complete your moving practice today. And when you are finished, just make your way down to the ground, maybe into Shavasana for your final posture, for relaxation and meditation, or even move into any other restorative position that's comfortable, relaxing. Allowing your body and your mind to come to a place of stillness, feel at ease. You've completed your work. Now it's time for rest. Remain in stillness. Focus on your breathing. Continue to remain focused on your breath. Now taking 5 slow, deep cleansing breaths. Allowing this new breath to circulate throughout your entire body. Also feeling movement return to your body. It might just be subtle movements at first. And sometime after your 5th breath, or when you feel it's time to move and you're ready to move, take your time and roll onto either side of your body, just moving into a nurturing position. It'll resemble a fetal posture. And continue to move in slow motion. Guide your way up to seated. And just finding a comfortable seat, sitting up as nice and tall as you can. Long spine, relax shoulders and arms and hands. Your hands can just rest in your lap or bring hands to heart center. And just finish with another breath in and out. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow saying, Namaste. Namaste.